Today I wanted to talk about offense in the offensive zone and things that you want to look out for and think about when you're playing in the offensive zone, and what you could do to help out your teammates and to create more goal scoring opportunities. As we all know, everyone has a particular position they would be playing. So left wing, center, right wing, right D, left D. It would be, I guess, very natural for everyone to think that as a left wing, you have to play on the left part of the ice. As a right wing, you have to play on the right side of the ice. And as a center, you have to be playing in the middle of the ice. And you don't want to venture over onto the other portions of the ice, and the same goes for the right D and left D. It would be very natural for someone to think that, but today I want to propose a notion that you should actually toss this out the window when you're on the offensive zone, and instead think of yourself as forwards, just regular forwards. And in this case, we'll just do forwards 1, 2, and 3. And of course, this could be interchangeable. It doesn't really matter what number you are, just that you are one of 3 forwards with your teammates. And this also applies for defense. And just to move this back and go back to the original positions, let me give you some examples of why you may want to throw this out the window. So let's say you are a right wing coming down the boards with the puck, and your teammates as a center, they say, okay, I only want to be in the middle of the ice. I'm just going to park myself. Someone told me, yes, I want to be in the dangerous area, the slot, which is this square section right here. If I get a pass right here, I'm going to have a lot of net to shoot at. Yes, so this is the dangerous spot. And so they just decide to park themselves right here. And your left wing, they say, okay, well, I only want to be on the left side of the ice. And someone said, get close to the net. So they get close to the net. They're on the left side of the ice. They don't want to go anywhere else, so they just park themselves right here. And the opponent, they're going to have a couple defense, maybe like this, maybe like this, and this. As you can see here, this is never going to happen. This pass to the left wing, very unlikely. And if you pass it to the center, good luck to the center to ever get a shot on net quickly without getting poke checked off. So that's really some of the limitations. If they're just, where can you go? You can go maybe here, you could go maybe here, but the same issues really arise is your right wing doesn't have a lot of options to pass to. So let's just get rid of these and go back to the notion of you are now forwards that can venture anywhere along the ice. So the next question is, okay, well, if I'm just a forward and I can venture anywhere on the ice, where should I go to? Okay, well, the first thing is that you might hear, well, the dangerous part of the ice is the slot. Yes, that is true. And maybe one person will want to be there to occupy it, but what else? Where do you want to go? You can't just have 2 players there. That would just be clogging up, and you're saving the same purpose and not providing any options for your teammates. So naturally, the next question is, where should I go to support them? Well, you want to think of triangles, and also additionally, the safest part on the offense where you're less likely to face a lot of pressure is the perimeter. So we draw the perimeter. What is the perimeter? The perimeter is basically the soft parts of the ice along the outside of the offensive zone, where it's very unlikely for multiple defense to gather and apply pressure. You may have one person, but it's very unlikely to have multiple. And so the perimeter is naturally one of the more safer, quote unquote, safer parts of the ice. And so to help your teammates, if someone's already somewhere in the middle, where should you go? Well, naturally, some parts along the perimeter, right? And of course, it wouldn't exactly make sense to be on the perimeter on the opposite side of the ice. You're not really serving any good, helpful support options. So the closer you get to the puck, the better and shorter the pass that your teammate has to make it to you. The next part is, what is a good place to naturally be? Well, like I said, you don't want to be on the opposite side of the ice, nor do you want to be so far like so, where the only passing option would be to ring it down the boards to you. And so the next portion is, you can think of drawing a line down the middle of the ice, splitting this ice in half. And so where the puck is, in this case the right hand side of the ice, you want to venture to the perimeter and on biasing on the puck side of the ice. So in this case, if the puck was here, you would want to venture over to the side of the ice and somewhere along the perimeter, with of course a natural gap where you're not standing next to them, but to give them a good passing option to move the puck around. So here, here, here. The next part I did talk about is, you got one player standing in the slot. And while yes, it is a good area if you are able to receive the puck to shoot on the net, what is actually better and easier is you want to put yourself in front of the majority of defenders. So in this case, let's say a defender, in this case their lefty, is putting a little bit of pressure on this forward, but maintaining themselves between the puck and the net. The center will be covering somewhere in the slot. The wingers will likely be covering the D if they're doing excellent coverage, and this one would likely be just covering net front. And it's unlikely that they will put too much pressure on this forward unless they are really reading the situation well. And so rather than being here behind two defenders, you actually could move, like I said, on biasing towards the puck, where you split the ice in half and you're putting yourself in front of the defender so that it is an easier pass to make. So not behind, but in front. And now you have a basis of a triangle where it is overloading the numbers. So you have a numbers advantage, 3 on 1 defender, where you can easily pass the puck around and create shooting opportunities or puck movement. You can skate it out, you can do hit, give and goes, but the important thing is you're forcing numbers advantages by placing yourself in front of the defenders and creating short little passing opportunities. So that's something you can think about. This is some basic ideas where you want to provide your teammates easy passing options while not sacrificing too much shooting angles. So while this is ideal, as you can see, this is not so bad either. Plenty of net to shoot at, but this is superior in that you are an easier passing option for your teammates. Therefore, it is easier to funnel pucks to the net for good scoring opportunities.